6 years, 7 generations. Samsung have done a lot to get to this point with their flagship foldable device. And after testing the battery experience indoors in our extreme battery drain test, it's now time to take it to the real world. Welcome to another day in the life review, this time with the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7. The rise of the morning, and as someone that has been a Galaxy Z Fold user since the Fold 2, this feels like the biggest generational change that Samsung have introduced to their flagship Fold lineup, from the form factor, the camera upgrade, the build quality, the displays, and everything that's put together. But really, in this case, it's about the battery life. We've done the indoor extreme battery drain test, but how will the Fold 7 survive outdoors? Well, on a sunny summer day like this in the UK, I can't wait to put the Fold 7 through its paces. So definitely sit back, relax, grab your meal, grab your popcorn, grab your drink, and let's have a good one with this day in the life. As it goes, it's another day and another day in the life review, this time on the Galaxy Fold 7. Yes, the Samsung Galaxy Fold 7. Today is the 13th of July as of Sunday. So yeah, this phone actually isn't technically out until the 25th of July. So yeah, having early access to it, we're putting it through its paces. Now, of course, if you are here for the first time, our day in the life really works based on the phones that we do with our indoor extreme battery drain test. Once we do that, then they qualify for the day in the life. And we've done the battery drain test indoors on the Fold 7. So definitely go check it out so you can see the results of that. But we're taking it up another level. We're taking it out to the real world today to really see how does that translate to the real world. And we're doing everything on mobile data. It's gonna be a good day. I'm excited for this one because, man, Samsung have really finally done a major upgrade to their flagship Fold device. But is it gonna be enough in the real world? And is it gonna be enough to really convince me to move over from my S25 Ultra and get me happy using a Fold again? Well, it's gonna be a great day. So yeah, come along with me. Let's have a day in the life with the Galaxy Fold 7. Now for the display settings, I am doing this with manual brightness, measuring it at 500 nits for the outer display and the inner display, and just making sure everything is as controlled as possible. With that out of the way, let's get into the morning routine. Now, moving into a new place has given me the space and chance to get back into my exercise routine again, and finding a way to do so with my busy schedule of working during the day, running my YouTube channel and more. Exercising effectively at my convenience is not easy. So when Yuso reached out to sponsor a portion of this video with their G1M Plus bike, it just made perfect sense. And definitely what I needed for my new place to help me get back into exercising again. This is a great alternative to a Peloton bike with an excellent feature set and a competitive price point, which makes it great value for money. The GM1 Plus comes with a large 21.5-inch 1080p display with an included speaker that supports Bluetooth. The bike is comfortable and easy to use with the ability to adjust the height of the seat, the position of the seat, the height of the handle and screen unit in the center, resistance adjustment for how intense the pedaling is, with a secure placement for your feet when pedaling. There are nice additional touches like the integrated bottle holder, wheels at the front for ease of movement, and also a dedicated app which has plenty of free workout classes and of course paid membership options at your choice. What I appreciate the most is the wide screen casting feature via USB-C DisplayPort. For the devices that support it like the Z Fold 7 that I'm using here, this takes you straight into the DeX mode, allowing you to use the phone as your trackpad with a full screen desktop experience while still keeping your phone charged, giving you a true no mandatory subscription experience completely free. And the bike is easy to build and set up with all the tools you need included with instructions. Check the link in the description below for where you can get the GM1 Plus bike for yourself, and thank you to Yuso for sponsoring a portion of this video. Now that's the morning workout done, and this is something I'm definitely trying to get back into on a regular basis. And when brands like this reach out, it just really makes a difference, and it really helps get back into that routine, especially now moving into a new place. So yeah, got my little cycle in. It was really good and worked so well with the Fold 7. Now, of course, because it was, plugged in, it was still 100%. So we're not gonna count that part. We're gonna start the test now and get through the apps that we usually use. We're gonna kick things off with TikTok and move through. We're gonna try and catch the 80 minutes past 1 train into London. I'm gonna start getting ready, get my stuff together, and yeah, let's start it all right now. First application to kick things off with this day in the life is TikTok. And what I'm aiming to do is use the outer display as well as the inner display as much as possible, balanced, just like what I did with my indoor extreme battery drain test. As I'm getting ready, going through the motion, listening to TikTok, watching some TikToks, and you see a lot of different things on TikTok. Now, one thing I've noticed is that the inner display experience doesn't go full screen, and that kind of makes sense, but they've optimized the UI around it, which is great to see. Another thing I noticed with the Fold 7 is the design. Now, the design is great, but man, with the camera module, the wobble on the table is insane. But yeah, something to consider. Okay, time is now 12:41 p.m. and the Galaxy Z Fold 7 is on 84%. Now, I started the TikTok around 10 minutes to 11:50. Did about half an hour on the outer display while I was getting ready, and the rest of me getting ready in terms of packing my stuff, changing, getting dressed, and making sure I've got everything for heading into London and just being out for the day. I was doing the rest on the inner display, and it's on 84%. And you know, I've shown you the screen brightness and calibration of what we're doing. If we get outdoors and we feel like we need the screen to be brighter, I will update you and let you know. But yeah, so far we're gonna stick to 500 nits. But yeah, I'm gonna head to the station. It's gonna be a little bit of a walk, about 15-20 minutes. Get there. Next one is going to be Instagram Reels all the way down to London. So yeah, catching the train. All right, people, let's get it. Okay, we are out and about, heading to the station, walking to the station now. The whole hour of TikTok is done, and at 12:53, we're now on 80% battery. So that was a mix of half an hour of the outer display and the inner display. I'm gonna try and use the inner display as much as possible alongside the outer display as I go through the day. But yeah, this is a taxing one, so let's see how we get along. Once we get to the train station, jump on the train, then that's gonna be an hour of Instagram Reels all the way down into London. The train's about an hour, so that knocks that task out of the way. And then yeah, we get into London, explore, take some pictures, use the camera, approximately an hour or so. And then yeah, from there, get some lunch, listen to music, use the other applications and get on, all right? All right, currently on the train to London Marylebone. We've now switched over to Instagram Reels. We're going to use this for about an hour, which is roughly what the train ride is going to be. Obviously, with the day in the life, I can't use the loudspeaker, so I always pick a pair of Bluetooth headphones to use. And the ones that we've got is Nothing's Headphone 1. This is their first over-ear headphones, and I'm kind of liking them so far. The design is a bit funky, and it's to someone's acquired taste, almost like Marmite, whether you love it or you don't, but you know, it's very Nothing-esque. That's going to be the headphones and the audio device I'm going to be using for Bluetooth for today. And yeah, pretty much just listening to an hour of Instagram Reels. Once we get into London, we will start using the camera experience and see how things get over there. It should be good. We've got some nice places to visit. But yeah, let's get the train down to London. Here's my quick initial review and thoughts on the Nothing Headphone 1. They do retail at £299. They support real-time adaptive active noise cancellation. It do support dual Bluetooth connectivity, and this is sound by Kef. It's a partnership with Kef, so we're really expecting good sound quality here and up to 80 hours of playback. Now, they are comfortable and they look very unique, very Nothing-esque. So far, when it comes to the sound, I'm not sure if they are worth £299. They're very comfortable though, very funky design, and so far they are decent. So yeah, take that into consideration. As I'm making my way down to London, I'm pretty much going through Instagram Reels, and man, the stuff that you see on Instagram is crazy. Instagram tends to have me in a chokehold when it comes to the type of Reels that I have and the memes that I send to people. But yeah, really makes the journey short as we get down. So time is currently 2:47 p.m. We're still on the train. We're about maybe 10 minutes away from our stop. And we've done slightly over an hour of Instagram Reels, and we are on 63% on the Fold 7. we did a decent amount when it came to the outer display as well as the inner display. Again, where I can, I'm trying to balance out the usage of both, because that is the foldable experience, right? But yeah, it's really taxing itself. We're going to give it a slight break, get into London, find our bearings, then it's going to be using the camera for roughly an hour. And of course, the fold experience when using a camera hits different because of the cover display and being able to use the rear cameras as selfies and just the viewing experience. So I can't wait for that. It's been really good. The Eagle has landed. I've arrived in London Marylebone, heading into London West End to explore some more and look at how beautiful the blue shadow is on the colorway for the Fold 7. On a nice sunny day like this, you can see the color shift. It just looks nice. Let's explore central London. All right, time is 3:30 p.m. in Oxford Circus right now. Ooh, it's a Lamborghini. Loud. We're now on 61% battery on the Fold 7, and this is where we're going to pretty much be exploring. Going to be exploring, taking pictures, using the camera for about an hour. And yeah, we're going to take you to some areas because Samsung actually has an experience center, and that's where the London Local Unpacked event was. So I'm going to take you there. It will be my first time seeing it in the experience setup away from where the presentation was. And that's why I picked up my Fold 7 reviewing it. And we're just going to be using the camera around here for approximately an hour, see how the battery gets on, and show some of the image quality that we get. Of course, do check out our definitive camera comparison that did drop today on the 13th of July as well. So definitely checking the playlist. We're really pushing out the content for the Fold 7. All right, let's use the camera. Okay, so we are recording on the front-facing cover display camera on the Z Fold 7. We're in London, Oxford Circus / Tottenham Court Road. This is the cover display. This is meant to be a new 10 megapixel sensor. Of course, definitely go watch our definitive camera comparison that we did against the S25 Ultra and the Fold 6. But for this day in the life, we kind of just want to show how it is when you're using it on a front-facing camera. 4K 30. And yeah, so far looks decent. We've now switched to the rear camera. Still recording in a 4K UHD 30 frames a second. And again, we're just seeing how naturally it behaves with stabilization, image quality, colors, detail, and dynamic range. Again, on a sunny day like this, we're in Tottenham Court Road right now. It's a great challenge for the camera system. We're in a 1x mode. We switch to the ultra wide without having to stop recording. This is the ultra wide. This is center point. We're going into the 2x mode. And this is where, using a 3x, the Samsung Experience Center is. So we're gonna go check it out. As you can see, we can go to a maximum 12x. That is the Samsung Experience Center. So yeah, currently at Tottenham Court Road, we can see the smooth lens switching with the slider as well. Great stuff. We're still in a 4K 30 frames a second video recorder mode on the rear camera. Again, we're showcasing the log profile, which if you wanted to do advanced color grading, you can. Switch to the ultra wide. 1x. Two. Three. And we have arrived at the Samsung Experience Center, where this is exactly where I received my review unit for the Fold 7 and the local Unpacked event happened. Looking great. Back to the location in Tottenham Court Road where my local Unpacked event was for the Galaxy Fold 7, where I collected my review unit that you're seeing right now in this day in the life. And this location was so dope. I know the main Unpacked was in New York, but I really appreciate the convenience of it being in London, collect the device and be able to get down and get to work. So yeah, enjoy it as we go through testing the camera. Now switching over to the 8K video. using a butterfly throw. Still shooting 8K. This is the log profile on the 8K for the main camera. Very impressive. We've switched back to the selfie camera. Now, for reference, this is the inner display camera. So they've got rid of the UDC. This is now a new 10 megapixel selfie camera for the inside tablet display. It does shoot up to 4K 60, which is great. It does do log and it does do HDR as well. So that is very impressive. I do miss the under display camera though, I'm not gonna lie, but at least you get a wider field of view, you get 4K 60. We're recording this in 4K 30, but you get up to 4K 60, you get HDR and you get log as well. So at least it's really, really powerful. And it does give you the ability to switch to the rear cameras as you're recording as well, having to stop recording, which is great and fantastic. Still 4K 30 on the inner display selfie camera. And this is the log profile. This is the logarithmic log profile. Now, what makes the fold experience so clutch is the ability to use the main rear cameras as selfies. So I'm in 4K 30 at the minute. I'm using a main 1x camera and I'm using a cover display to actually frame me. And this is what you get with the fold experience that just makes it so unmatched. And because of the new main 200 megapixel wide sensor, man, the image quality can go all the way up to 4K 60 and 8K 30. So it's clutch. And for reference, shooting in a log profile with the rear camera using a cover display as a selfie, 4K 30. Yeah, really, really like the flexibility here. And that's something you can go into the ultra wide as well. Switch between the lenses. It's absolutely great. It's a quick showcase of the video portrait mode. We're using a rear camera, the main 1x 200 megapixel sensor, and the cover display as a selfie camera to frame. And this is the default video portrait mode. Now, one thing I wish Samsung didn't take away was the ability to change your blur as you're recording. This is something they need to really figure out, how to actually allow you to change the blur after you finish recording. So yeah, there's less flexibility with the portrait mode for video when you're recording. So this is something you have to do beforehand.
Video performance of the Fold 7 has been showcased and done. Let's look at some picture samples.
Perfect weather to test out Galaxy Z Fold 7's camera.
It's now time for a pit stop at Nando's for lunch.
Okay, time of reference is 4:32. The battery is currently at 42%. We've been using the camera approximately around maybe 45 minutes, 30 minutes, not necessarily close to an hour. But yeah, right now, just stopping off at Nando's. We're gonna be doing the YouTube watching videos next stop for lunch. And yeah, it's coming along okay. It's picking up a lot better this time around. So yeah, let's get it.
Time to chow down in Nando's while watching some YouTube. And yes, we are going through the recent Lover of Tech videos around the Fold 7 with our definitive camera comparison that we did against the S25 Ultra and against the previous Fold 6, as well as our definitive and extreme battery drain test that we do indoors. So if you appreciate all the effort that we're putting in, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn the notifications so you don't miss any future videos on the Lover of Tech channel. Now, we are doing this on mobile cellular data only, 1440p 60 FPS, and this is on Vodafone's prepaid 4G network. So yeah, how we've set this up with the performance profile is actually in the normal standard mode. When you go to device care, we've not put in the light performance profile, it is in the standard mode. And software wise, this is Android 16 out the box with One UI 8.0. Still surprised that they did this. But yeah, taking it through the motion, YouTube on here while eating some lunch, yeah, definitely worth it.
Okay, just finished having lunch in Nando's and also finished watching an hour of YouTube at 1440p 60 FPS, and time is 5:34 p.m. and we are on 32% battery on the Fold 7. I'll be honest, I didn't watch any of the YouTube video on the inner display. It was purely on the outer display, and we had it in kind of like the tent mode. So yeah, pretty much that's how I rolled with it. It's done really well so far on the battery, and it's kind of picked up and got into a stride. So really happy with that. Yeah, right now I'm just waiting for my brother to come through, link him, drop some stuff to him, pick up some stuff for him as well. And I'm gonna head back to base and be listening to music on the way, all right?
It's now time to head home, back to base. First stop is to London Marylebone to get the National Rail back home. And on this particular stretch, it is all about YouTube music. It's about winding down, listening to some tunes, listening to one of my favorite albums, and just killing the time for the hour that it takes to get back home. And yeah, really taking it all in terms of the experience that I'm having with the Fold 7 so far. And man, the Swiss Army knife experience of using a Fold is great, from using the rear cameras as a main selfie, all the shooter modes and upgrades, the slim form factor, the display in which how you can move about, the software experience of a Fold, being able to use 3 applications on one screen and switching them around. It's just unmatched. It's just something that once you come back to, it's just a great experience. And of course, the image quality from the displays, yeah, unbeaten when it comes to the Fold experience.
Okay, train ride is done. Time is 7:30 p.m. and we are on 16% battery on the Fold 7 after an hour of YouTube music listening. And we were using Nothing's Headphone 1, their first pair of headphones, and they're quite interesting. I'm not necessarily sure if they're worth £300 in terms of the audio experience, but yeah, they're quite something, right? But yeah, that's what we use. We're walking home now, then we're gonna get onto the next set of task that we're gonna do. Yeah, so far, yeah, 16%. It's coming near to an end. Let's see how much more the Fold 7 has to offer for our day in the life.
Almost home, and what a day it's been with the Fold 7. It's just a beauty. Can't get over how good it is in the design refresh. This is such a good look and experience with it.
Okay, we are back home, settled in, and we are going to get into some gaming. Let's load up Asphalt Unite. It's 18 minutes past 8 p.m. Graphic settings. See that everything is on the maximum. And that's it. That is it. The Fold 7 comes to an end at 8:36 p.m. I believe gaming started at 18 minutes past 8. So yeah, what we're gonna do is we are going to boot the phone up and then go through the analysis of the battery breakdown for the day. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, the Fold 7 is booted back up. Let's go into the battery settings for the reading, view details. I think this has measured it wrong in terms of the screen on time and the screen off time. Let's look at the reading. So when we look at YouTube, what we have for YouTube is an hour and 16 minutes of screen on time. Sounds about correct. You've got an hour and 13 minutes on Instagram Reels. Sounds about correct. An hour of TikTok, 59 minutes. Sounds about correct. Camera, 34 minutes, which is approximately correct in terms of how we were naturally using it. YouTube music, that one's 59 minutes. I think it was slightly over, but again, it's just how I was reading it, maybe from the inner and the outer display. And then you've got a bit of Twitter that I was using in between as I was going, and YouTube Studio, replying to comments as well. Asphalt, if you look at that, 21 minutes of screen on time, and just all the other little miscellaneous bits as well, such as the Use of Fitness app, and just other little things here and there. So that's pretty much what we have here with the battery life experience of the Fold 7. And I think, minus how I personally was driving it, I think most people are gonna find it okay to use the Fold 7 when it comes to battery life. So yeah, that's my day in the life of the Galaxy Fold 7. I'm sure over time, as it learns more user habits, it will get through. But yeah, I think I'm actually okay with how the battery life is, and they've done a really good job, all considered the form factor, which is really, really the star of the show, and the camera improvements as well. Yeah, taking things away, that's one thing, but you know what they've brought to the table, I really like it. Now, definitely, let me know your thoughts of this. If you enjoy this day in the life, you want to see more of it, definitely be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos on the Lover of Tech channel, especially when it comes to our real day in the life. Well, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.